Hi, welcome to another list video, my list lovers. And for you today, I have nine fragrances, a list of 9 fragrances that are very, very appropriate for Netflix and chill. Now, I have to be honest, I didn't know for a very long time what Netflix and chill meant because I didn't have Netflix, number one. And number two, I thought chill was just relaxing. Like, you know, I know what Netflix is, right? And I just thought, yeah, all right, it's just, you know, you watch movies, you relax, you watch TV shows, whatever, and you relax. But I found out that chill means sex. So it's Netflix and sex. I don't know why the two go together. Apparently that's a thing. That was a thing. I don't know if it's still a thing, but it's a thing. So I thought I'd do a list of fragrances that are cozy and comfortable and sort of act almost like a foreplay to the deal itself. And I'm going to kick straight off into this list. I'm going to mention, actually, it's a list of 9 because, of course, fuck 10, but it's a list of 9 because I've divided them into groups of 3, being from like cheap to medium range to really expensive, also known as ballin' on a budget because you're worth it, and fuck Netflix, let's just chill. So let's begin with ballin' on a budget, and that the first one in that list is going to be one that I've never actually mentioned before on my channel in any of my videos, and that's this one right here. This is the Old Obsession from Calvin Klein. That's right, and I do have a tiny bottle of it. It is a synthetic mess at the moment. But damn, it is cozy with that very lovely cinnamony sort of vibe that it gives off. And I remember back in the 90s, this used to be a lot better smelling and a lot more open and a lot more potent. So if you can get an older bottle, then go for it. But whatever you can get right now is super duper cheap. And I think it does the job still. It's got okay longevity and the projection is pretty good as well. And the projection on all of these scents I'm going to mention today are very, very good. And that's very helpful for when you're being nice and intimate. Yep. So that's Calvin Klein's Obsession. I'm not going to waffle on too much about this one because, geez, who hasn't known or smelled this before in their entire life? And if you haven't, give it a try because it's something that you do need. Oh, that's really weird. That's really odd. This is a real scent. And for some reason, if you can see that, the straw does not reach the bottom of the bottle. How odd. That means that you're never going to actually finish this scent. And I haven't even gotten close to it. Sometimes I just open the cap and smell it. And just to remind myself of, yes, I remember back when I was so young that I didn't even have money for this. I used to go to Target and buy the fake Obsession for $5 a bottle. It wasn't too bad, but it kind of smells like this smells now. So that's how far we've come, folks. Alrighty, the second one in this list and the second one in the cheapies range is also probably another one that you've never heard of. And it's this one right here. It's an old school gem, or let's say an unknown old school gem called Moodsuomo by Kuros. Now, I've got a small bottle because I didn't want to get a splash because they come in bigger bottles. But they're splashes and I don't like splashes. And the reason I don't like splash fragrances is because they're not as airtight as the spray ones. And especially with older fragrances like this is a vintage, which you can still buy. It's really odd. It's a vintage from ye oldie days that you can still buy. A 25 ml, and I say this is cheap because this is 25 ml and this goes for about $40 Australian. So which means that if you're going to get a 100 ml bottle, then that's pretty expensive. But then again, you don't need a 100 ml bottle. This will do. It's actually pretty good. It's quite nice. It turns into a lovely skin scent, but it is just super cozy. Again, with a common theme running through it of this lovely sort of warmth. It's sweet, but it's not so sweet. It's almost like a It's almost like what skin would sort of smell like if you sort of smothered it with a bit of honey and a little bit of cinnamon as well. Again, cinnamon is a common sort of warm sort of spice that we associate with coziness. So that's why I've got this in the list. Moodsuomo by Krizia. Get it because it's probably going to disappear from the face of the planet quite soon, and the price will definitely go up. And the last one to round off this first list of 3, which is ballin' on a budget, is this one right here. This is Lolita Lempicka's Eau Masculin. Now, you might be saying to me, hey, wait a second, this is discontinued now and stupidly expensive. That's right, but what you don't know is, or what you probably do know is, that the new release of Lolita Lempicka, just simply called Homme, is almost identical to this. That's why I didn't buy it, because it smells too similar to the bottle I've already got. And that smell is a very lovely, sweet anise sort of smell, like licorice and anise. That's the most pungent, powerful note. And I love licorice. It's one of my favorites. This one has lasting power. It has great projection. I haven't smelled anything that really doubles down this hard on anise and does it in such a warm and fluffy sort of way. I love it. Absolutely. So Lolita Lempicka, Eau Masculin. If you've got it, rock it. If you don't, go get Lolita Lempicka's Homme. It's like a longer sort of bottle. And the only difference that they say is that the other one is a vegan fragrance. I don't know how this one is not. I don't see any animal bits inside it. So I'm pretty sure this is quite vegan as well. But anyway, beautiful scent for Netflix and chill if you're on a budget or if you think your date is not worth it. All right, now we're getting to the second lot of 3, which is the mid-tier sort of fragrances and what I call, because you're worth it. I'll Netflix and I'll chill you. Chill you? Yeah, I'll chill you. Because you're worth being chilled. And this fragrance is no stranger to my channel. I've spoken about it. I've spoken highly about it many times. It's this one right here. It is Pie by Givenchy. And I have got here an older bottle, but I believe the new one is still quite as good. And just to flex, I brought out my lovely other bottle of Pie, which is the Eau de Parfum. This is an Eau de Toilette. The Eau de Parfum is a very rare sort of little gimmick that they released also in the early 2000s, I believe. This is from 1999, this bottle. I think this one's from like early 2000s, and the difference is quite clear in terms of coloration. And on the back of the bottle, there's a bit of frosting going on the Eau de Parfum as compared to the Eau de Toilette. And these only came in 30ml bottles, and I don't know why these were released. These are kind of redundant because Pie itself is this beautiful sort of vanillic marzipan kind of really sweet sort of scent that really grabs a lot of attention in the right way. And it's very strong and it's very powerful for an Eau de Toilette. And I have no idea why they would actually release an Eau de Parfum version, which is even more dense and more thick and more syrupy and more powerful. I have no idea, but it's less projecting. A magnetic and sensual woody fragrance. Yeah, I'd say so. It's quite sensual indeed, and a very perfect, very perfect sort of cuddling sort of scent. You could chill a lot with this. Pie by Givenchy. The next fragrance I haven't actually mentioned in a minute, and that is because of no reason other than I haven't really dug it out of the dark corner where I kept it, but I thought I'd have to dig it out for this review, and that is this one right here. This is Kuros Body, also known as Body Kuros, and it is an absolute stunner. Main reason being that it does not smell like Kuros, but it smells completely different. Annick Menardo, my favorite perfumer of all time, did a wonderful job on this. And the thing that sets this apart is this really lovely eucalyptus note. Like it's eucalyptus and it's its smokiness. It's just, and it's sweet as well. All of these are kind of sweet, right? But they're not sort of sickly sweet. They're a lovely sort of sweet that you want to be close to, that won't give you diabetes if you smell them too close. This one is sweet. It's long lasting. It's a beautiful fragrance that works with your skin. And I think it's quite different. I don't think there's too many that sort of go this hard on the eucalyptus without it sort of smelling like an actual chesty rub or something like that. So yeah, love it so much. Body Kuros, get it before, I think they might get rid of this. They might get rid of this. It's been reformulated like 10 million times. Not really. It's been reformulated like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 times now. I think this is reformulation number 2. This is the first of this kind of bottle. Before this, they came in like a different bottle with a glass bottom. That I've smelled, and this I've smelled. I prefer this over the original one. I think this one actually has better performance. But then there's ones after this as well, which look identical in the bottle, but the boxes differ. I'm not going to go into it too much, but again, it's a brilliant scent. Body Kuros. And the last one in this second list of mid-tier sort of fragrances that, because you're worth it, that we can Netflix and chill with. I'm probably sounding really out of date because I heard this sort of being said a long time ago, and like I'm doing a video on it now. But maybe if there's people that are still doing it, they could utilize this one right here. This is L'Artisan Parfumeurs Le Dambre Extreme. Le Dambre Extreme. All right. Why do I like this one so much? Why do I think it's just a very clean coziness, right? Some of these that I've mentioned before got a little bit of dirt, got a little bit of grit to it. This one is just really light. It's just clean. You know, it's for the people who like to Netflix and chill after they've had a shower. I don't know. So that's this one right here. Do I get amber out of here? Not really, not that much. It's just a very light touch amber with vanilla in there as well, I think. And it kind of, it almost reminds me of a really light version of Yves Saint Laurent's Opium Pour Homme. Kind of gives me that sort of vibe, but it's miles apart. This shares like a vibe for it. And so that is my last recommendation for the mid-tier fragrances for Netflix and chill, because you're worth the mid-tier. And now we have the big boys, the last set of 3 of Netflix and chill fragrances, which are quite pricey if you want to pick them up, but absolutely worth it. And speaking of absolutely, the first one on that list is this one right here, which is called Amber Absolutely by Fort and Manley. And this one's made right here in Melbourne by Perfumer Race Fort. And this one is an amber, but the amber, it says Amber Absolutely, but the amber is in the background. It's sort of there, sort of providing this base on which the rose, which I don't like, but this rose I do, dances over the top of it. And that's what I get out of here. It's just this, it's almost like, just when I spray this on, I just want to keep smelling myself. So I could imagine that if you spray this on, maybe other people might want to smell this on you too. And the way that they would smell it is that they would come close to you to smell it. And that's what this does. It makes people want to come close to you to smell you. It's so nice. Ooh, love this one. Fort and Manley's Amber Absolutely. Now, I think the bottle styles have changed. This is the older bottle style. They've got a different bottle style. I like this one with the metal plaque, actually. But the new ones look pretty good as well. And I think Amber Absolutely does come in the new bottle style as well. So check it out. The second last scent in this sort of really high-end range of cozy Netflix and chill scents, which I like to call fuck Netflix, let's just chill, is this one right here. It is Nishane's. Ooh, here we go. Look at this. So reflective. It's Nishane's Patchouli Koza. How close can I get it? Can I get it here? Look at that. Look how shiny it is. I haven't scratched it yet. Okay, Nishane's Patchouli Koza. Now it says Patchouli Koza, but I get more amber from here than anything else. I do. There's a bit of patchouli. The patchouli is not chocolatey at all. And some people might not actually like this. Actually, look, I got this recently and I've kind of put a bit of a dent in here already. You can see that. So, lovely, lovely, lovely. And the quality is, again, super high from Nishane. Absolutely love this house. So far, I've got a few of them. Haven't gone wrong yet. And this one I have been rocking quite a bit recently. It's quite strong. So maybe if you're going to Netflix and chill with this on, you might want to spray it a little bit before you get to the chill part, and don't overspray because it's quite strong. This one is actually even better a little bit away from the skin. If you dig your nose in, you get that sort of woody amberiness, like that labdanum-y sort of gloopy mess that labdanum is when you get really close. This works magic in the sillage. So if you're kind of sitting next to each other before you cozy up, this is going to be perfect. It's still going to get you to cozy up. It's still going to get you all the right attention and the attraction to get closer. And I'm smelling the bottle because I've spilled some on the bottle. Lovely, lovely Patchouli Koza. Check it out. And last but definitely not least, and probably the priciest of the bunch here that I've left at very last, is this one right here. This is Amethyst by Boadicea the Victorious. Now it's purple and I don't have much left, but it's purple and gold, and so you can even probably guess what it smells like. It's got the plaque on this side as well, nice and shiny, and cinnamon and plums, and sort of almost like an intoxicating narcotic. That's what this is. And this one really projects loud. Quality is damn high, is so high, and you can smell it. You can smell it. It smells like it's its own thing, and it obviously has phases. Now the plum is quite prominent upon the beginning, but then it sort of settles down to a really nice, it's not even a skin scent. It always has some projection on it, and it lasts for quite a long time. And I think that this is a brilliant scent. The cinnamon actually starts to play through in here. There's a ton of other notes in here as well, but I'm only mentioning the ones that are sort of the base of it, sort of making it cozy and making you want to cozy up and snuggle and nuzzle, or whatever the fuck it is that people do these days. Don't ask me. Actually, yeah, you can ask me, but that's for a different channel. So yeah, I can't recommend this enough. Again, if you don't have the dollars, don't worry, because I had you covered at the start of the video, of course, duh. But if you do, even try a decant of some of this more expensive stuff, just to get your nose on the difference between something like, differences between something like this and something like this. Okay, so we've come a long way from here to here, and even though you can wear them for the same purpose, and even though they might get you to the same ends, it's just, you might feel like more of a boss and more satisfied with yourself, that you haven't skimped on yourself and you've given yourself what you think you deserve, which may be this. Well, which may be this. Whatever it is, if it matters to you, then that's what's important, because you're going to smell good either way from here to here, depending on if you're chilling with the person that wants to chill with you in return. So keep that in mind when you're wanting to Netflix and chill. And as always, thanks for watching.